Na 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 Batman, Batman. Na 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 Batman, Batman. Na 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 Batman, Batman. Crazy Cat Lady or Martha Butler does not own the any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational for education and entertainment.
Alright. Spoilers ahead of for The Flash, the movie. So, yes, like I usually do, I'm gonna do spoilers during these movies that just barely came out and I just watch. So, you have been warned. You have not seen the movie, go watch it, because I will spoil it for you. Okay? Okay. So, in this movie, it does talk about Flashpoint, which I did do a review of the animated version. And that one, as far as I know, is more faithful to the comic. But you know, Hollywood wanted to put all these cameos in them. I'm not mad. Well, one made me mad at the very end. I would have to say that. Because who wants to remember that movie? We want to forget that exists. Or rather, they used a different actor during the very end. So, yeah. But I understand why they didn't use him, because that actor is sick. So, yeah. What happened in this movie is basically, Flash wants to, or Barry Allen, can we please not talk about what the actor has done in the comments down below? I'm not going to mention what he's done because I'm trying my best to watch this movie for the I'm trying to best to enjoy the movie for the movie and not care for what this person has done. Okay, so please, if you mention them, I won't be mad, but just really wish you rather not. So yeah. So the Barry in this, I still love Grant better probably, because regarding what Ezra has done, even if he didn't do all that stuff, I probably would still love Grant more, because I've seen Grant more often in this stuff. But I understand why he wasn't in the movie. I understand, because he was filming the last season and he was also sick during this time period when this movie was being filmed, and also busy filming the TV show, so he can't do that. And so there, that's all I have to say about that part. So Barry wants to bring back his mom because he misses his mom and clear his dad's name. If you know the comics, that's what happens. That's what happens with Barry's life. His mom gets killed by a robber, or in the TV show, on the Revenge, the First Last does it, and his dad gets framed for it because he's the one that grabs the knife. Instead of calling the cops when it happened, he gets blamed for it basically. And apparently Bruce has found a way to clear his name after a very bad CGI effect. Like, this whole entire movie has like 3. Every time he goes back in time, bad CGI effect. The babies look like freaking Son of the Mask. Like, you see the movie Son of the Mask, or if you watch the Twilight movies, this whole entire scene at the hospital where Alfred send Barry to go clean up, go and rescue a bunch of babies and a nurse and a dog that's about to collapse after he had to do a pipe problem. Then he has to go and save a bunch of bridges. The bridge scene was fine. The running scenes are fine in this. The ones that suck is when they show people in the slow motion, because it looks like rubber. I feel like if you ever played Kingdom Hearts 2 and played the Pirates of the Caribbean scene, that looks better than this, and that's PS2. And what is the director's excuse? It was meant to look like that. it was meant to look like that? That's your excuse? Come on. The Flash TV show looks better than this. Okay? Terrible. When a TV show looks better than your movie, then you know you screwed up. Okay? Alright. So you're gonna get points down for a bad effects. Okay? And so we get to see Wonder Woman in this movie for like a little bit. No Henry Cavill is Superman though. And I did not really expect Cyborg because Ray Fisher does not get along with Warner Brothers these days, so it makes total sense that he would not be in this. And Batman. So after this whole entire event of this, he goes and Barry goes back to the house after he talks to his dad after Bruce gives him the evidence that shows like his dad was in the store getting potatoes because they forgot potatoes the day before at the store the day before Barry's mom died, Nora. And so he goes and gets the potatoes, sauce, and he doesn't look up. But Barry ends up having to, because Barry did something smart and made it where he had to look up, basically. When he went back in time, because he moved the potatoes up. I know I'm doing this kind of out of order, but kind of have to, because my mind's on certain things. At the very end of the movie, he like moves the potatoes on the top shelf, so his dad would have to look up in order to do that, to get the potatoes sauce, okay? And that's how he ends up clearing his dad's name at the very end of the movie. So yeah, but when he is sad over him remembering his mom and stuff like that, he goes back in time a couple hours when he saved all those babies, the nurse and the dog, and he realized that he can go back in time if he runs fast enough, and so he goes and tells Bruce, and Bruce tells him, I miss my parents, basically, because my pain of losing my parents made me who I am. And he's trying to explain to him, there's nothing wrong with happened, there's nothing wrong with you. And yeah, Iris is in this movie, but she doesn't do that, her part's not that big, so yeah. And so, basically, I would say, since they do reference a Back to the Future in this movie a lot, they even reference the entire thing with Eric Stoltz as a joke, and the joke goes way too long. Because if you watch, there's a lot, if you see Back to the Future, which I hope most of you have, and Back to the Future, and originally, yes, Michael J. Fox was gonna play him, but he was doing a TV show at the time. And so they got Eric Stoltz to do Marty McFly instead. So eventually he did something he wasn't supposed to, I don't remember. And they had to recast him, even though they had most of the movie already shot. And so they made a deal with Michael J. Fox to where, during the day or during the week or something like that, he would go and film this TV show. And on the weekends or nighttime, he would go and film Back to the Future. He was tired, but he was 25. I guess he can figure it out. Sleep never, probably. And so yeah, and that's what this movie is referencing. When Barry goes back in time, they reference the fact that Eric Stoltz once was gonna play Marty McFly. Yeah. So yeah, and then they say Marty McFly plays the same. Michael J. Fox plays Kevin Bacon's part in Footloose, which I don't know about that story. I don't know if there was an original plot about that one, but I'm not that big a fan of Footloose as I am Back to the Future, so I don't know as much of movie history with that movie as I do with Back to the Future. So you want to correct me about Footloose? If you are a Footloose fan, go right ahead. I'm not gonna get mad at you. So yeah, but at first it was funny, but it went too far. Okay. Eventually a joke goes too far, and there was even a joke that was kind of like Austin Powers in this, where because when Barry goes back in time to like save his mom, then he finds out that he went earlier in time because the bad guy in this movie, somewhat bad guy, that it's not in the movie very much because he can only be, he's only like 3 scenes basically. It's kind of like they mix the guy from the 3rd season and the guy and Zoom put together, because what Zoom ends up having turned into in the TV show is what this guy kind of represents in my mind. But yeah, because basically it's Barry older, so that's who's up being the bad guy in this. So it's not Reverse Flash. So yeah. And so I need to rewatch the 3rd season because I always forget that guy's name. So yeah. That villain's name. And so when he goes back in time, then we end up he explains to his he gets his younger self, because it's a younger self. He's 18, and when he goes back to, we don't know how old he is exactly in the present. They don't really ever say, but I'm guessing he's older than 18. And they do kind of make him a little too annoying at times, but kind of guess who isn't annoying at 18. And I think everybody is pretty much annoying at 18. Eventually. I knew I was. So yeah. He not sorry, all 18-year-olds, but you know what I mean. They get too obnoxious. They eventually can get annoying. That's what I'm trying to say. This guy's way too obnoxious. So yeah, once he gets Barry hit by the lightning, his younger Barry. I'm gonna call one younger Barry, one older Barry now. Younger Barry ends up getting hit by the lightning and the chemicals that made him into the Flash. And so does the older Barry. Gets hit by the lightning, which makes him no longer have his powers. And so he has to teach the younger Barry how to do his powers and stuff like that. And so he learns that basically when you wear regular clothing and you do running, which is why he wears the suit. It basically burns your clothes off, and he's walking around naked basically. And I had to close my eyes because I didn't come to this movie to see this actor naked. Okay, because I don't find him attractive, and seeing his chest did not help the fact. Did not help me at all, and I felt like I was watching Austin Powers. Because the fact they kept uncovering his stuff down there with pans and stuff like that, it reminded me of Austin Powers. Because the whole entire opening scene that Austin Powers does the same thing. So yeah, and I don't find this funny. It was funny back in 6th grade, but not anymore. So yeah. And so then we have that whole entire Eric Stoltz joke, and then we go to Batman because we find out only superhero that is alive that's around right now is him. Because Aquaman doesn't exist, he called Aquaman's dad and told him, "I don't have a son." Then we go when Diana doesn't exist. Cyborg doesn't exist. Superman is in Russia, so they did the whole entire Red Russian thing, but it's Kara, so yeah. But he doesn't exist. And Zod calls down. Apparently, Barry was there during the first movie, and he saved a little boy instead, and was only had enough time to save the little boy, not his dad. So yeah, it's supposed to like represent what he is trying to do with his dad. What he's trying to do with his dad, trying to save his dad from being in jail. So yeah, and he's not able to do it. So it's this basically represent that whole entire argument right there. So yeah, and and it's before he had a good suit, so he just barely got his powers. Right back. So this is when he goes and sees Michael Keaton Batman. And since there's so many Batman in this movie, I'm just gonna call them probably other actors. So the Ben Affleck's Batman is already Bruce, so we're done with him because we don't see him anymore in the movie. And when we first see him, I thought it was Michelle Pfeiffer because he had long hair. So yeah, it also kind of reminded me of the scene of if you watched Jumanji when Robin Williams attacks like the kids, he has long hair, and then he's cutting his hair later on in the movie. So yeah. And is he only in here for 15 minutes? No, I don't get where that person thought he was only here for 15 minutes. Because I remember seeing like in one of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes that he said that about Michael Keaton Batman's only in the movie for 15 minutes. It didn't feel like it, okay, dude? He's in there for pretty much a third of the movie, probably. So yeah. And so they get the idea to go to Russia after they do a whole entire Terminator thing. Like you remember Terminator where Arnold Schwarzenegger goes up like for the phone book and looks up all the Sarah Connors, and then goes to knock on the doors every single one of them. Well, older Barry does something like that, similar with the Bat computer. After we go down there and have the whole entire Tim Burton music from the Batman movie, which they like do like four times. So I had to dance during this whole entire like dee 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 dee. Somewhat so the person I went with got mad at me for doing like stop. Like I like this music though. and we do get to hear I Am Batman and Let's Get Nuts. I guess some people say that Let's Get Nuts signs does not fit in the movie during this movie, but since they're going to Russia, yeah, I think Let's Get Nuts does fit here. I don't get why you don't think going to Russia does not mean you're going nuts because it's Russia. So yeah. Especially when it's cold there, like Barry's like wondering why is it so cold here? Like it's Russia. It's gonna be cold. And they go and save Kara from Russia, and they have her put her in the sun because basically all the Kryptonians are plants because they need, after they've been in the red kryptonite for too long, they have to go in the sun to get rehydrated and get their powers back, basically. So yeah, if you don't know that now you know that. And so I don't care that she doesn't have blonde hair. I think the actress did a great job. Who played her. To me, I just don't really care. Okay, since later on we get Kara with blonde hair as one of the cameos, so I didn't really care at first either. I accepted that. So yeah, I didn't really. To me, as long as the actress does a good job, I don't care, and I think she did a great job playing Kara. So yeah. So she ends up at first she doesn't want to help because she wants to know where Clark is, and eventually she finds out that Zod killed him as a baby. So yeah, but she doesn't want to help. And when she finds out all those people that a lot of people were killed, she goes and helps back them and helps older Barry turn into his powers back, basically. And after he failed 2 times, and they go in to stop Zod, and we find out basically this is supposed to represent the entire fact that his mom is supposed to die. This world is not supposed to exist because they play the scene twice after Michael Keaton Batman explains to them that the reason why I look the way I am because in a different universe Batman can look different by using spaghetti. I felt like I was talking to my friend Christopher Lloyd the way he explained it with spaghetti. They always have to do this. It's either on a chalkboard, fries, or now spaghetti. So yeah, one strand of spaghetti can be Ben Affleck, Batman. On this strand of the spaghetti, it can be Michael Keaton, Batman. It's okay, the analogy's over. Pour pasta on it. Pour the spaghetti on them. So yeah. And so after that, they go and stop Zod. We have more of the Tim Burton music. I dance. And we watch both Kara and Michael Keaton Batman die, and I almost cried. How dare you? How dare you bring him back, and then you kill him? Not only once, you kill him twice. How dare you? But they're trying to explain basically he's not supposed to save his mom. You cannot put the potatoes, tomato, but you can't put the tomatoes in the basket, go back in time, put them back in the basket, and then walk out willy-nilly and say, "Dee Dad, do it to save my mom," and go back there and say, "Nothing happened, everything's fine." You can't do that. And so that's basically what happened. This world is not supposed to exist. And then we see our cameos. Now, I won't be able to name every single one of them, but I'll name the ones I can here. If you want to tell me if I forgot any, go right ahead. Okay, we have Christopher Reeve's Superman. We have the Supergirl from the bad Supergirl movie. We have the Superman from the 50s. We have Adam West. We might have other Batman there. We also have Nicolas Cage Superman. If you don't know, most people don't, Tim Burton was gonna make a Superman movie with Nicolas Cage playing Superman, but that movie got canceled, and so technically, yes, he got to play him, but we never got to see the final project of it, and we don't know how far long that project got in before it got canceled. Okay? But since Nicolas Cage almost played Superman, they had to reference that. Yes, I know they didn't have every single thing there, but they had a lot. So yeah. And then this is when we find out that the one that has been chasing Barry through going back after the younger Barry finds out that his mom died because he overhears older Barry tell Michael Keaton, and so and then then the ancient one. Oh yeah, we also see Jake Garrett. So yeah, that's cool. And I don't think it's the guy from the 90s one, because we don't only get to see his face. But I just don't like how terrible this stuff looks. Like, these actors don't deserve this. Most of them are at least three of them are dead. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve to look like this. At least Nicolas Cage's face looks good, but Christopher Reeve doesn't deserve this. Adam West doesn't deserve this. And the guy who played Superman in the 50s doesn't deserve this. I think it's Brandon Reeves, but they're not related. So they deserve this. Their last names are similar, but they don't deserve this. So yeah, I think it's disrespectful. So yeah, that's what I don't. Sometimes I don't like when they show actors who are dead on screen like this. If they're like, only time I think I liked it was when they did it in Ghostbusters Afterlife, because at least that effect looked good, but usually the effect looks terrible. So yeah, so I mean, one of the people I went with laughed. So yeah. And so, alright. So after Barry realizes that he can't save his mom, he goes back and says hi to his mom, and his he like helps him cry during the cry, and he cries a little bit, and he has to go past her and grab the tomatoes and put them back, and this is when he puts the tomatoes on top so his dad looks up, because before he was not looking up. So there was no proof for his alibi, because this is his alibi, so he does not have to stay in jail. So there. And so he gets out. Yay! And he ends up trying to talk to Bruce about it. And then when Bruce comes out the car, it's George Clooney. I didn't like this joke because this is referencing the worst Batman movie ever made. Batman and Robin. How dare you? I don't want to think about that movie. I understand Val Kilmer's sick. But did you have to show him? I'm not mad at George Clooney. I'm over what he did. But really? Really? No. Alright, so that's it now for me to rate this movie, since I finally... Oh yeah, the end credit scene shows Aquaman drunk. As they do. So yeah. So I give this movie, I know it's not accurate to the comic book, and I know it has terrible effects, so which it will affect the rating. Sorry, director, you're gonna have to do better. Tell your effects people to do better. And don't give the excuse, it's supposed to look like that. Nah, 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 nah. I would say I give this movie probably about like a 6 out of 10. It's watchable, but its really effects are terrible. And the fact that it was in like at least 4 scenes and sometimes, so yeah. I liked some parts of it, but I just didn't like the effects of it. I'm sorry. So there's news I need to tell you guys before I end this video. Apparently, in Disney there was the person who does the diversity stuff. She quit. Like, she designed, like, if something's not safe, she like goes to the rides, the movies, and stuff like that. If she finds something that she does not like, that is not good for, she finds that this doesn't make sense for today's audience, yada yada yada, that's stupid, that stuff. Instead of asking us audience if this is really something that needs to be corrected. Like, she did all that stuff on the rides, basically. Every single one of those things on the rides. Maybe some of those things need to be corrected, but not all of them. And like, so I'll probably talk about it more on a different video, because I don't really have the time. But she quit or got fired, and it happened like at 9 o'clock at night. So I guess they're trying to get her out quietly. So yeah, and she's not training her replacement. She just left. So yeah. And so, what the hell's going on over there? So that's basically it for this review and that news. I'll see if I can give more details later. But yeah, this video is long enough, but I just want to add that little bit at the end. So let's see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and bye-bye!
Martha Butler, this is Batman calling from Wayne Manor with a shout out just for you. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Okay, this is Kevin. Well, good luck with your Crazy Cat Lady game reviewer podcast.